Is Maokai going to be taken off the board as well? Shen and Kalista are going to be the answers from the Chiefs. They don't want to give that to the Bangkok Titans either. We'll see what their final ban is here.
Bangkok Titans banning Maokai means that they must really want that Sivir first pick.
Yep.
It may have to be banned here by the Chiefs, but Diana might get through.
I think Sivir is far more important at this stage in the game because, again, she's one of those champions where you can run multiple teleport champions into that mid lane, but Sivir, with her ultimate...
The Olaf ban.
Empower...
That was Spawn's mind explode.
Empowers you to rotate quickly in between your side lanes. So again, it's just shoring up these teams' lack of maturity for the macro play.
Well, what do the Chiefs do here? Do they decide to ban away the Sivir?
Maybe. The reason I'm so mind blown by the Olaf is that means that they think the Bangkok Titans don't think they can get 1v1 lanes because Olaf is just such a good 2v1er, and that's how the Chiefs are using him right now, that they removed him because of how far ahead he gets in the 2v1.
I swear we're not on comms with the Chiefs.
Oh dear. Well, Bangkok Titans taking a little bit of time.
Gragas, Thresh, they're the normal prioritization from the Bangkok Titans.
I would think it would be Thresh.
Well, Diana's there. I mean, Annie as well.
Lucian, also
Thresh, yeah.
Because I'm just looking, these are two new bans.
You can pick up Braum as well. Braum, Thresh.
Yeah, Braum, Alistar are the two bans that we've seen the whole series long that have now been able to sneak through. So we'll see whether they are prioritized. Double wall comp. G4's already shown that he can play quite a stellar Yasuo.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about Yasuo comps anymore. I think I've overdone that one throughout this tournament. But the Thresh is going to be at least considered here by Warlock for the moment, and they're going to lock it in. So the Chiefs, they can go for the Braum if they want to, and they can pick it any time they want.
I expect this will be a Gragas rotation.
Surprise, surprise.
That said, it wouldn't necessarily be the aggressive jungler that the Chiefs...
Elise is still available. I just don't think that they will take Gragas over Elise right now. With the mind game, the ability to bait people into a specific circular area and then pounce on them unsuspectingly.
Am I caught or are you caught?
And once again, right into our web.
Oh my goodness, is he going to do it? The question is, can Swiper play it in the top lane? That would be... Whoa, okay. So Diana's going to be locked in here by the Chiefs, and now G4 needs to answer a potential mid lane Diana pick.
So the reason I've been on this for a very long time is that Lloyd has proven that he is exceptional at mid-range AD carries. Sivir, Graves, Lucian. Every single one of those champions has to go within Swiffer's range to be effective in a team fight. And Radiant was on Tristana, who has much bigger range and wasn't able to make it happen. Right now, Lloyd's thrown down the gauntlet. But Swiffer, all he has to do is press R, and everyone else should be able to do the rest.
Well, we'll see. Lucian has been picked up here. 007X locks in the Rek'Sai as well. Was fantastic on that champion in Game 1. Swiffer and Radiant now with their opportunities.
I would love to see G4 pull out the Lulu as opposed to the Orianna. They're going to do very similar things, but it'd be an SKT-esque composition.
Yep. Yeah.
And empowering Lloyd to be on that front line.
And he needs some tool to be able to get in there because Diana probably going to pick up an early Abyssal Scepter. Shockwave not going to do much to her at the start of the game. Of course, does a lot as the game progresses. But they need something to be able to disrupt Swiffer as he dives on and tries to assassinate the carry. And the Chiefs might beat them to it this time.
I love the mind game here. So absolutely, the fact that Lulu would work... I promise we're not on comps with the Chiefs. That Lulu would act as a perfect interruption, act as a perfect interruption to this Diana pickup. So by denying it, flexing it in between the top lane.
Yeah, and even better now is that the Chiefs have the ability to dive in with the Diana, and then Braum piggybacks it with the stand behind me, layers the knock up. All of a sudden, you can raise this Diana up, get a secondary knock up available.
So now the question becomes, what does Radier commit on as his AD carry?
Jinx.
Tristana
Jinx.
Maybe, if he wants to.
Please no.
Jump away.
Don't give him a jump. Just don't give him a jump.
So it'll probably be the Lulu top lane, Diana mid lane, is what I will be thinking 100%.
And I'm 100% on that as well.
I actually, pretty familiar with Swiper's champion pool. Does not hold a Diana in there at this stage.
He's played against it before. I think Minky Well plays the old Diana.
He does. Minky Well, unfortunately absent from the tournament.
Yep. So Carlos is God as well, if we look back through the history books of the OPL, but Chiefs now with the option, and Yasuo and Mondo have been locked in.
Well, the reason why G4 is picking up Yasuo, not only because he demonstrated a fantastic Yasuo earlier in the series, but because, never mind, they're not going to play support Yasuo, unless they were...
Support Yasuo?
No, I was...
AD carry Yasuo,
yeah, I was
double knockup.
because they're trying to deny the Braum wall, but
yeah.
we've already got like a triple flex going on.
So the reason that I really am going to question the Yasuo pick this time is because Yasuo has to take exhaust to be a split push threat, because he needs to get multiple Qs into someone to be able to get his combo off, so he can't die within that area. So that's why exhaust is so good on him. However, Diana doesn't really care about taking the exhaust, going to be able to take the teleport. And that is a blast from the past, and something I thought he was banned from playing, actually.
It's actually a fantastic matchup against Lucian, theoretically, considering the fact that you can get out of the piercing light.
Or you could just play Jinx and outrange him.
Yeah, so Radiant, a historical big Ezreal Vayne player. So back on track, Radiant, huge historical Ezreal Vayne player. And they are the two champions that I had thought the Chiefs had forbid him from ever playing on Summoner's Rift ever again. Like, I 100% know there is a blanket Ezreal ban for the AD carry player of the Chiefs, no matter how strong it is. And Vayne was supposed to be in that category, but Vayne Braum is actually a relatively good lane swapping lane because Vayne's a really good 1v1 player.
Why is Vayne banned away from him?
Because he does very questionable... You thought the jump in with Tristana was bad. That's all I'm going to say.
I hope everyone's ready to go Vayne spotting.
Yeah, well, look, we could have... Okay, I'm not going to go to where I was going to go, but it'll be interesting to see how Radiant plays this one out.
And the reason I really like the Vayne, if I touch on it one more time, is that it unlocks Braum to rotate around the map, and Mundo cannot 1v1 a Vayne. So all of a sudden, the lane swap, even though it won't be a fast push strategy this time, is a real kill threat against that Mundo.
And it works perfectly with already what the Chiefs have demonstrated their strategy to be. Unlock Ejim, have him impact that middle lane at level 2.
Yeah, and
you don't even need level 2. Braum's level 1 is absolutely ridiculous with the magic or bonus magic damage on concussive blows.
Is there also a problem on the side of the Bangkok Titans with the fact that we do have applause, ladies and gentlemen,
of course we do.
With the fact that they have a little bit too much sort of physical damage on their main carry threats, and the fact that Mundo sitting up there not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. Apparently he heals you, so that's going to be a problem for them. Whereas, you know, there's a Lulu there, Diana. Lots of damage. So
the one thing I will say is that because of the last breath, giving like some armor shred in there and the itemization that generally comes out of Lucian, like they should be able to get through because there's two mages on the side of the Chiefs. So it's not like they're running into this tank heavy comp. And even at the best of times, probably going to get a frozen heart and a locket out of your release, not really this heavy armor stacking. So we'll see whether it does come back to bite them, but definitely will mean that the stand behind me from Braum is a little bit more tuned up this time around, and also fantastic at getting the Unbreakable up to block out the first tornado from Yasuo, because there's not many other tools. Flay, Unburrow, they're pretty telegraphed out of the other side. So see how it goes. It's not the Maokai. Maokai is just impossible to dodge out of because he gets on the back line, and Arcane Smash is just such a good tool.
Yeah, and I really like the Unbreakable in this comp as well. The fact that you can block out the culling with that ability is fantastic. So their counter siege will actually be fairly strong on the side of the Chiefs.
The thing that I'm actually really scared about for the Chiefs is their wave clear. The wave clear is pretty abysmal. You effectively have Lulu's Glitter Lance, and yeah, when Vayne is on creep, she could kill them. I expect to see an early item, not an early itemization, but an itemization towards a static shiv versus a Phantom Dancer to try to help compensate for that, because Diana's not going to have safe wave clear. Vayne has very short range and her wave clear, and they need the static shiv to compensate.
So what I was going to say is I was actually going to go with a second item as well, but not Static Shiv. I think Phantom Dance is pretty core. I was going to say top lane doesn't have the benefit of getting a second item Death Cap.
Yeah.
Must go for the Sparky.
Luden's Echo.
Luden's Echo.
Sparky, I can't believe I got that.
I was going to say Luden's Echo was going to be a cool one too.
That was like
yeah,
color caster charades over here.
Yeah.
I
thought you were talking about that old item that actually got removed from the game. I don't even remember what it was called.
Built out of a ruby crystal.
Something
and
Spark?
Yeah, Ionic Spark.
Ionic Spark, that was the guy. Beautiful stuff. Now is a static shiv. He's going to get Glitter Lance. Swiper didn't notice, I don't think.
The Bangkok's...
Vision.
Oh, does it? Yeah, okay. Haven't played much Lulu, to be honest.
The Bangkok Titans set up in a 5-point.
Sorry, go Froskurinn.
As the Chiefs invaded, they saw that they were invading. They adjusted their net, so they spiked forward on the top side of the map, and they placed deep vision wards to check for lane swaps on either side. End story.
But
But
I believe that the Chiefs saw it.
everyone
so they
saw
can
it.
just walk
Everyone
through their base
knows.
gates if they want to.
But the Chiefs are going to go towards the top side of the map. No, now do the do-si-do because they see the Mundo. And it will be a lane swap successfully achieved.
Cute stuff here.
Question will now be how will the Bangkok Titans adapt to this? Sometimes if they don't get the lane swap, they'll push the lane in as hard as possible, attempt to bounce the wave, and then back in between the creeps.
Cute stuff there as well. Shout out to Spawn Swiffer taking his W first for the trading potential.
Because he doesn't want to die. I think that's what the technical term is. Taking Q on Diana is the easiest way to die in lane.
We see it so much though.
But you have so much, you have just as much pushing power if you have your little, I call them the Mario Kart bombs.
Yep. Okay.
You ever played that battle? No? Okay.
Yeah. No, I most certainly have. Little spinny one. Go around you. More like shells.
Ooh, Swiffer in a lot of trouble here. Gets knocked up.
He's been exhausted here as G4 might be in trouble. Flashes over the wall. Oh, G4 over the top. First blood goes down for the Rek'Sai. 007X once again with a decent snowball in here. Winter's Bite from Ejim. Flash out from Spooks. As, one more would have stunned up Warlock, but he was still fairly healthy and Moss was coming in.
Early kill into 007X. Benefit is he does have teleport, so he can get back in there. Shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but still just an early advantage that you don't want to give away to the Bangkok Titans.
And frankly, just too far up forward.
Just really wanting to fight G4. None of the mid laners now with summoner spells though.
I mean, to be fair, he probably didn't expect as many members to be there simply because they initiated the lane swap, so they technically have the numbers advantage on that side of the map. But we've seen pretty much horizontal jungling even though lane swaps are initiated.
And this is something that will go to the Chiefs' advantages. There's a deep freeze in the top lane, meaning that Lucian won't be able to pressure that turret. Very hard to reverse that much of a wave without sending all your members up.
It's just like it's completely reverse. That's what's funny, because typically Lucian's going to be the sieging AD carry here just because he can shred through towers with his double tap passive, and Vayne's more about, you know, freeze it, bypass my weak lane phase so I can get to my killer late game.
Yep.
But this time around, the Chiefs pull the trigger, they make the adaptation on the mid lane gank, and they take the first tower.
Well, yeah, so if you're going to get knocked up. Oh, no flash available. Flayed back in. 007X, close to falling down. There's a hook, though, onto Spooks. He didn't need to die there, but that's a double kill for G4.
Yeah, I have no idea what the Chiefs were thinking to accomplish there. They just got the bottom lane turret, and therefore maybe bought a little bit more of a gold lead back, but they just give assist galore across to the Bangkok Titans. And you can see Swiffer in the player can, head in hands. He's not enjoying this at all at this stage of the game.
And
rallying,
Disaster,
man. He's rallying.
because it's on to G4. He picked up 2 kills.
Well, that wave now crashing into the turret. Swiffer making his way back there. Only 4 CS behind. Does have himself an extra Doran's ring, but it is going to be the Phage start here for G4. Interesting. He does like to get that item very early.
Yeah, he did this last time. He actually, I think...
Went Avarice Blade first.
Yeah, had an Avarice Blade into it, but...
The thing is we've only seen it into both assassin matchups, so I'm curious if he would do the same thing into control mage, because again, the health is adding to your survivability against the initial burst from the enemy champion. So...
Chiefs break the freeze in the top lane.
Yeah, interesting. The fact that Spooks came around there, picked up level 3, and then is going to get out. Moss, he's level 2. Steel Tempest not going to land here in the mid lane.
And this is something very common that we see out of Elise when she was a big power pick, is that she could just walk into any lane that she wants, drop down a Spiderling, and immediately break any sort of freeze, because she has so much wave clear and pushing potential into her kit.
And really interesting adaptation that I didn't notice early on was that Warlock went Smite. Ooh, Radiant cancelling auto attacks galore. He's in trouble.
Yeah, Ardent Blaze lands. There's the hook. Radiant walks out of the side of it.
That would have been Disaster. Does have both of the summoners available for him. However, big Disaster is still going to be this mid lane.
Well, Moon is coming in. Spooks trying to get some work done, but looks like they are going to try and break this wave that's been held there from G4 for quite some time.
And this is the only lane with the advantage. Once again, Swiper, you're not on a big carry like Olaf this time around, but you're going to have to do your best Olaf impression.
Well, he's also allowed to be that far forward, to be that big of a bully, because right now Spooks has vision of where 007 is, so he's in no threat of any sort of counter game. So maybe he can make something happen on the bottom side.
Oh, wow.
The knock up onto Spooks, able to use the repel. There's the Moonfall down. Spook's not dead just yet, but Moss is here. That's a cheeky shield. Completely unnecessary, but grabs him an assist.
That was a beautiful setup out of G4. He just walked past the mid lane, nailed the tornado, and secured another kill for his team. 2,000 gold the lead.
And this is where the Bangkok Titans thrive against the Chiefs. It's putting down Spooks. Again, we've talked about 007 when he gets ahead, how he's able to snowball his lanes, how he's able to impact the map, but more importantly, how he's able to put down the Chiefs jungler.
We said that was going to be Spooks' biggest job. See whether he can repel the continual invades that will come out, and you can see that it's really hurt his mid laner one more time. Swift has probably started this one, so all's fair in love and war, but he's down 20 CS.
And Raptor's being taken as well by G4. Warlock just holding this wave off. Actually got it pushing now as well as Swiper going for the Rod of Ages.
So I actually think that the Chiefs should just bite the bullet here and move the Lulu into the mid lane. And it's so much more important to get farm onto your Diana than it is to get onto your Lulu. Lulu probably going to be able to repel the continual ganks a little bit better than what the Diana is anyway. So just give him the solo lane farm.
Hero creep.
Mm-hmm. G4 using the wind wall here in the mid lane. Making sure that Swiffer can't get any harass down. Heads forward and get the knock up. Doesn't find it here onto Swiffer, who engages. Moss is hanging around once again. Swiffer not going to go in.
Yeah, so he was just putting down what harass he could at that stage, as Swiffer's missing CS now. Does not look like a happy man. Spooks is also slightly caught out.
Yeah, standing there in the brush. Hasn't been seen just yet. Ejim's coming in, but everyone moonfalled. Oh, that's a fantastic wild growth as Swiffer. He's onto G4. The teleport's coming in. Last breath. It's down. G4 able to get out of there as a playback onto Swiffer, but he's able to flash out to safety. Repels up. Bangkok Titans, they can't find it this time. Swiffer's back in. Interesting maneuver there as there's the flash knock up onto multiple members. 007X trying to get the work done. Swiffer been surviving for so long. In comes Radier, as is Lloyd. Moss, one more auto attack. He's going to fall down. Swiffer, the heal from Radier, is going to save his life. That's the first kill for the Chiefs.
They're able to finally pick up a scrappy team fight as Lloyd's looking for the mage. Wow.
But still,
Swiffer's got teleport.
The Chiefs from behind managed to kind of even out their footing on that team fight, but so much miscommunication. The fact that the culling, so many of those shots were able to eat into the back of Swiffer when Ejim was standing right next to him.
Yeah, definitely still not a good news story, and they are looking to fight here, the Bangkok Titans.
Well, they can't grab the dragon. That falls to the Chiefs as 007X looking to cut them off.
And the only reason that the Chiefs were able to make that play is because they had the teleport available on Swiffer, knowing that he was going to go back and he could come into that fight with full health, whereas the Bangkok Titans had to go back and completely reset some of their health bars.
Dive once again in the mid lane, however. They really need to get the Lulu over there. He's going back. That means they'll lose the turret.
Yep, out of turret going to fall in the mid lane here. They traded for the dragon from before, but still with this huge lead for the Bangkok Titans, it's dangerous for the Chiefs to make proactive plays.
And you can see it's the CS differentials. Once again, 23 for the bottom lane, 20 for the mid laners.
And this is something you have to watch out of Lloyd. He had a fantastic culling in that team fight, and that's the first one that we've seen. But his Lucian ultimates are some of the best that I've ever seen. This guy is unreal on this champion.
Very comfortable.
And this is just going to be, once again, one of those protracted games because Bangkok Titans, they'll still want to try and fight. Chiefs do have some tools to be able to stall out a little bit, but Mundo becomes this ticking time bomb all of a sudden. That's why the adaptation's quite good.
Well, he's going to have to fight Ejim here, who's going to be able to get the stun, but no one else able to find their way around in time.
And this comes back to my bigger issue with the Chiefs comp right now, is the fact that they have 0 wave clear effectively available. Spooks maybe caught out here.
007X pretty low.
He's not even level 6 yet. It's 11 minutes in the game. 8 minutes is inexcusable for not reaching that.
Well, Swiffer is able to clear out that mid lane. Looks like the outer turret on the top side is going to be the focus here, as Spooks is making his way around as well.
They have the teleport for the bottom lane if they do want to send the Lulu back as well. So they'll trade, once again, turret for nothing.
Diana can head down there as well if she wants to, taking some moves at the moment. That is going to be the Lulu.
And I'm going to reiterate my previous point that like Lulu has no threat on Lloyd right now. Swiffer does. In fact, Lulu's in trouble of being dove if they send multiple members down there. So why not just put your control mage mid?
That looks like Swiper understands that he could be in trouble here.
He's still in trouble.
Yeah, he certainly is. The tunnel is available, but 007X are not going to be able to get in there. G4 finds his way around, but it looks like they are going to be able to take the turret.
And we've talked about this, the Bangkok Titans, where is their ceiling? We understand that they have fantastic micro gameplay, their ability to outfight you, but pretty much back-to-back, they've been playing on the macro level of the Chiefs, and right now setting up, being proactive, taking these towers, looking for possible dives, and expanding their lead through their presence on the map.
The thing I'm scared about is the fact that 007X, once again, 100% kill participation, 2-0-2 in the early game, Sightstone and that Cinderhulk already completed. And with him able to use his health so effectively by being a nuisance in all these fights, it's just too hard to deal with by the looks of things for the Chiefs during a lot of these games.
Yeah, I'm going to say that it's probably the 40 CS advantage right now for the AD carry position that the Chiefs are looking at and just thinking this is going to be a very hard game. Infinity Edge already finished up for Lloyd, and he's going to rotate his way into the top lane turret. And Chiefs are going to be very hard pressed to stop this bleeding.
But again, the Bangkok Titans today do a great job recognizing what is the easiest objective to siege up, moving all of their vision, moving all of their members, pressuring the waves. We now have the threat of a dive on the top tier tower should the Chiefs look to try to contest this. Yeah,
and you can see just zoning away with the Mundo, making sure that G4 is still close enough to the mid lane that they can't answer with anything. And in a 2v2 lane right now, the Lucian's stronger than Vayne regardless. Wow, chunking out Ejim. And another turret going to fall. This gold lane getting even bigger.
Static Shiv almost completed from G4 as well as 007X making his way towards the top side. Spook slinks in there. Outer turret is going to easily fall down. The gold lead starting to expand here for the Bangkok Titans.
No teleport for the Lulu and 5 people on that top side of the jungle.
It's just a much cleaner game from BKT this time around. Much more controlled. Still have some of those scrappy fights, but most of their advantage has been built on just small map movements and side wave control.
And small plays in the lanes as well. The fact that, you know...
Individual outplays.
Yeah, individual outplays. It may not necessarily net them kills, but get some advantages in the lanes. It just shows that, you know, the players like Lloyd, who's just so comfortable on this champion.
They're all rotating bottom.
Oh, G4 going to get caught out by a Cocoon.
But it makes sense. They should be playing to the bottom side anyway. Not only is Swiper way out of position here.
Yeah, Flash Play comes in. There's the Wild Growth as he's just going for the kill here onto Moss. The teleports come down. The exhaust is used. Culling just going to take down some minions there, but Swiper is going to give over his life, and Moss isn't going to fall.
But the Dragon is spawning in 38 seconds, and this is the only counterplay that the Chiefs have available to them, is to try to siege down onto this mid-tier tower, but it opens up the threat of a flank. Yeah,
it certainly does, and you can see straight away they back away. That was a lot used. Probably didn't need to burn the teleport out of Mundo. But apart from that, just really nice clean play from the Bangkok Titans, rotating into the bottom lane, taking the free kill, and then being able to get back to mid quick enough to not be caught out of position, and still that CS advantage on the AD carries grow. Everything else has been shored up from the Chiefs. Sure, the jungle is still a little bit behind, but Lloyd is a monster when you compare him to Radiant.
And this is the refined play that we would expect out of a representative from the C region. You know, once being part of the 5 power regions, separating the Bangkok Titans' first trip to the international wildcard on a technicality, second trip to the international wildcard on their own merit. And this is the ceiling, this is the final form that we've been waiting to see.
And we'll see whether they can close out this game as well. They look to be taking down their first dragon here as Lloyd going to pop some bullets into it.
It doesn't look flashy, but it's so oppressive. They're just choking out the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, they certainly are, and there's not really many options left. You can see they're trying to keep the Vayne away from everyone else, give her time to scale up. They're trying to maximize farm around the map. But the problem is, without wave clear, there's just no efficient way to do it. And now they've spotted out a wild
G4.
Like a G6.
He missed it.
Windwall comes in, doesn't get the stun down.
Flash.
Yeah, that ultimate was actually straight into the wind wall, which was upsetting. A Swiper, he comes in, the exhaust is down onto him. So
the whole team is rotating into the bottom lane. They need to get out.
2 major cooldowns, the Wild Growth and the Final Hour are not available. Never mind, Wild Growth's there for JK.
Yep, that is actually the Glacial Fissure, which is definitely on the corner. Oh, G4 not going to find Swiper there. Nice dog.
Warlock's still chasing. Swiffer might be able to grab mid lane turret.
Spooks might die though. Flashes out of the way, so that's decent.
Okay, this is BKT. Their nature getting the better of them as they want to chase. They want to find the sparkly things and make them bleed. And Swiffer gets a free tower for it.
Yeah, glorified minions win today. Swiffer able to get a turret.
That might be a little bit too hard.
That's what Rusty's been calling them. Champions of glorified minions.
I got it.
Oh,
well, they may have caught out the Chiefs here. Wild Growth is down. Ejim might be in trouble. Gets
the
played back
teleport.
in. Spooks has come down, but Ejim is going to fall. Swiffer finds his way. Lloyd gets destroyed. Chiefs may have an opportunity here. Gets over. There's Spooks getting shielded up. Double kill for the Diana. Triple kill for Swiffer.
and all of a sudden the Chiefs are back within touching distance, and it's exactly what you spoke about. The nature of the Bangkok Titans just got a little bit too far ahead of themselves. G4 went back, did not want to participate in that fight. It was a 5v4, and the Chiefs make them pay.
We're going to see a replay of this again. Spooks, I feel like we see the same play every single time. They think they have the Elise caught, but the Repel buys enough time for the team fight. Here we go. Teleport comes in. Swiffer just deletes Lloyd on the back half. Meanwhile, Spooks buying so much time over the front line of the Bangkok Titans. You have the nice flash shield to make sure that he survives the fight, but just splitting them up. It's like, what's that dog from the movie Up? Doug?
Oh my goodness.
The Bangkok Titans are like Doug. They see champions and they have to chase them. Like squirrels. Get them.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't even necessarily have to be that particular dog either. I think most dogs generally like that, but I really love the super deep Pixar reference. It's beautiful.
But that's the thing. They were so controlled, playing around the map, beating them on a micro level, taking the fight when it was advantageous. It was like they got bored. They got restless.
Yeah.
And they just had to chase, just be let off the leash, and instantly the Chiefs punished them. So got their foot back in it, still behind, but they have another chance.
But they have a window because the person that is ahead right now is the split pushing Diana. Up in gold over the Yasuo, up in gold over the Mundo. There's no one that can really go with her. And what that means is that Lloyd has to watch his positioning every fight.
And this window is entirely based on the itemization right now. The fact that the Trinity Force isn't complete for G4, but the Hourglass is complete for Swiffer.
And Swiffer actually needs to know his power right now. He's got the Stinger, he's got the Zhonya's Hourglass, he can dodge out of the Tornado. There's no way he can really be ultimated without an outplay.
Exactly.
He needs to take the fight because everything's on his back. You just got a triple kill, mate.
Go and fight the Yasuo. Well, he's not
Either
going
Wombat.
to, I don't think. Yasuo's still waiting towards the side.
They're pinging out Spooks and actually collapsing nicely with Moss and the rest of the unit. Still, Radier is the best answer to the Mundo. That is correct, so they're sending him back up top.
Oh, he's struggling to eat that tunnel, but he will get there.
And this is how the control mage gets farmed. We speak about it all the time. Just sit her mid. But, once again, Bangkok Titans, they get sick of the game. They start up the Baron.
Guys, I'm really bored. I need to do something right now.
Chiefs are going to ping it out at least here, but it's down to half health already. Chiefs walkover reward, pings over there. Spooks, he could potentially get in. He's
Level
in
10
the
smite.
pit. Will he be able to get it? No, 007X grabs the Baron. They grab the kill on the jungler as well.
007 didn't even smite.
That confident.
He had the weaker smite. He just got level 10 after the Baron was killed. He was level 9, so Spooks had the stronger smite. His smite went on cooldown, and the Bangkok Titans, on a miracle, take the Baron.
Yeah, and in the end now, a team that doesn't have much wave clear is going to be pressured by a Baron buff.
And this is where the Vayne pick pretty much bites them in the ass.
Yeah.
They need the static shiv. If you had a Jinx, you would have had the wave clear. This is what you sacrifice when you pick up an assassin in the mid lane, which is why I tend not to like a Vayne assassin combo.
But they can still technically fight here. They don't want to pull the trigger. They got the Lucian.
onto Lloyd. In goes Swiffer. Moonfall flashed out of the way up by Lloyd. It's a decent play there from Moss as the Chiefs have repelled them for now. G4 still trying to find his way in with something. Prey Seeker's flying through as well.
And this is the thing, the Chiefs, they're playing so scared. but they're not that far behind in terms of relative strength because they haven't shopped. There's so much gold on the Bangkok Titans. Now you're behind.
Yep.
But that was 4,000 gold more.
Again, G4 has been walking around with a static shiv rage for like 5 minutes.
All of a sudden they go back. They've got a Randuin's Omen. They've got a completed static shiv. They've got a Trinity Force whenever G4 wants to go back. 007X, he's got a Warmog. Now they're in a position to use their power play, but the Chiefs should have just gone harder.
And Warlock actually was listening to you as well, Spawn. He's got a Randuin's Omen this time.
He didn't build Sunfire second.
It's because he's got Cinderhog ahead of race to you guys. He wanted to.
Right. Already has the Burnie burn. Forgot about that.
Well, it's multiplicative
just
stats off of the health bonus and naturally.
Yeah. Well,
because
Sunfire
Randuin's
still has
versus.
health.
Yeah, but Randuin's is much more cost efficient.
Yeah. Well, we knew that. That was our point before.
And we'll see whether the Chiefs can repel one more time.
Oh, nice wind wall there from G4, but now it's on cooldown. Swiffer does have the Power Cascade, keeping himself relatively healthy with the shield, and they can repel this.
He's got the Zhonyas. If he hits Lloyd, Lloyd hasn't got any life steal at this point in the game, I don't believe, apart from his Dorans.
Oh no, he has the Vampiric Scepter as well.
Oh, does he?
Yep. Finding too much here as there's a knockup onto Ejim. Doesn't want to go into the support, but his tower is going to fall down.
And the Chiefs are playing like a team that only has one more game left to lose. And I think that actually might be contributing to them slowly losing the game because they just do not want to pull the trigger on anything.
Don't want to make the proactive play. Froskurinn actually warned us about this, of course, during the start of this, saying that, you know, you got to pick scaling, you got to try and make sure that you weather the storm, but this not quite this much, maybe.
Yeah, you just have to understand that in a best-of-5 series, or even in a best-of-3, the final game, more often than not, you're going to take a hyperscaling leading carry or a hyperscaling composition, because again, you're not going to risk your entire series, everything that you've worked for, on a mid-game or early-game misplaced snowball. So, makes sense to me that they would look towards a Vayne or a Jinx. Again, still on the Jinx, but I believe right here.
Yeah, well, look, game's not over until it is over. Still need that Fat Lady Gragas skin so that we can prove that.
And finally, is the Yasuo going to go back to base? He does.
He's been sitting on so much gold.
Upgraded boots, the enchant, and 2 components of his Trinity Force.
And the combined cost of 78 gold.
So we can talk about this Yasuo build. It started to become very popular into the LPL. I'm glad to see it over into the GPL and now over in the hands of the international Wildcard. So how it works is naturally the Alacrity enchantment is going to be a direct buff to your flow. So the faster you move, the faster you can stack that up, the faster that you can murder Radier.
Oh,
wow.
Tried to get the stun but didn't find it. There is now G4's just running through the minions. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Lulu's going to take down the Lucian somehow. Warlock, he's trying to tank this one up. Death Sentence comes in there, but Warlock, he's looking to try and take the Lantern out. Not going to get it. Well, actually he is. He's going to get to safety, but they do manage to get the kill on the AD carry.
Both sides of the map are going to win their 3v2.
Yep, Radiant flashes over the top, trying to find the Condemned. There it is that time. Gets the stun. G4's dead. Shutdown comes in for the Chiefs. Warlock, what was that? Where did you come from? Okay, well, he's going to teleport in and then run the heck away. And what are the Bangkok Titans doing?
See hero, kill hero. Guys, you're ahead. Just group up. Use the superior 5v5. You have a massive itemization advantage right now. There's no need to do these silly things.
So in the end, Chiefs able to get out ahead, back within 4,000. They might have caught Warlock. Spooks whips another cocoon. But Swiffer, he's got a pot. He's got his double itemization. He understands how big he is right now. They need to be careful here, though, because Lloyd's a monster.
He's pretty huge. Teleports in from Swiffer, though. Another cocoon misses. Radiant hanging around. Death Sentence lands onto the Vayne, gets stunned up. Already destroyed by Lloyd. Swiffer makes his way in. Lloyd, he may have to do something amazing. Not going to. He's just going to die as Moss. He's in trouble. G4 finds the perfect timing. And Swiffer falls down. Ejim doing his very best to be a distraction as Spooks. He's going to try and get away, but I don't think you're going to escape the Alacrity boots, double movement speed items, Yasuo. And that, in fact, is what's going to happen as Spooks seems to launch himself skyward into the death chamber.
Yeah, and the worst thing is that it's a minute until Baron, so all of a sudden everything good that the Chiefs had built back within 4,000 gold, they give away 2,000 of that straight away. Bangkok Titans able to get their waves back under control. Chiefs had done such a good job of controlling the map, but they hand a lot of that back over.
Dangerous stuff here. 5-1-4 now for G4, who has that BF sword now completed. Going towards the Infinity Edge, no doubt.
So this game is a time bomb. Who can kill the AD carry quicker? The Diana or the Yasuo? And right now, G4's winning. But honestly, it's a lot closer than it should be with how fed he is.
Likewise, the spread of gold between the two teams, the fact that BKT, they've got a lot of gold not only on their mid laner, but also on Lloyd. He's still relatively massive, 2, 3, and 3 versus the 0, 1, and 5. That is support Radier. That is support Vayne. If half of those assists were in kills, this would almost be a completely different game in terms of itemization up and online of this Vayne cookie.
Well, Swiffer still looks confident here as he heads towards the mid lane. G4 throwing out tornadoes, but not going to find anyone just yet.
They have control over the Baron area. They don't have any vision on Dragon, however. We'll be interested to see whether Bangkok Titans pull the trigger one more time. They have such a good Baron comp because of the Mundo. Can't stress how good Mundo is against Barons.
007X looking to come in, get aggressive, but they just take down all of the vision that the Chiefs have apart from that Rift Scuttler.
They've sent Swiper bottom lane.
He doesn't have his teleport. It's about to come up, but if this isn't timed just right. Okay, there he goes. He's actually waiting for this cooldown.
Yeah, he's like, I've got a couple of seconds.
Because I know as soon as I'm in vision, the Bangkok Titans are going to sprint at my team.
And he really wants that bottom lane farm because he's level 12 against like level 14 AD carries, level 15 mid laners. He's been starved so much. So he needs to be able to power up. He wants the death cap, but wow. There is a Yasuo stalking you.
Zippy.
He has to be very careful. He has to be very zippy. Froskurinn, you are entirely correct. Still has a lead over his direct lane opponent as far as that farm is concerned, but Mundo, level 13 to the 12 of Swiper.
But once
they
again,
could just
this is
three-man
huge.
this Baron.
Well, the thing is, Diana's not there, is if the Chiefs get vision of it and they know that the Yasuo is bottom lane, that's so much of their gold. G4 is huge right now that they're just giving up for what? A level 13 Lulu.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of the Chiefs gold.
He's holographic, though.
That is very good. Get extra.
That's not how Pokemon works.
And they start up the Baron one more time. Here we go. No vision.
This is what I was talking about before. They could effectively three-man this, which is what they've now decided to do.
Rom is
Spooks
back.
doesn't have any wards left.
He can repel.
They're going to go in. This is really not a good news story for the Bangkok Titans because their mid laner is bot.
Oh, Swiffer gets in there, does have the Hourglass, and he's going to use it now. Moss is going to get stunned up by the Cocoon. Swiffer has to be careful, flashes out, 007X, makes it to win. Wild growth as the teleport comes through. Radier right at the front of the fight. Not sure whether it's the best idea as he gets hooked up by Moss. Flay goes back, Radier somehow still alive. Lloyd flashes out of there, gets the kill into Egypt. Double Moonfall as Swiffer gets a double. Lloyd still able to get the work done as
G4's behind them.
They're trying to find it. G4 has to go 1v4. Might be able to do it. Cocoon's there. Didn't use the wind wall just yet.
G4 is stalking the Chiefs lineup from just out of line of sight.
He's life-stealing off the ward.
The polymorph needs to be on point here out of Swiper.
Looking for the condemn.
Radier, yeah, looking for the condemn.
Looks like they still want the Baron, to be honest.
Well, they know that the Chiefs are low.
They pull the trigger on it, but it is warded.
Swiffer's nearly got teleport available. He can go back to base. They're rolling the dice. One more time. Lloyd's so low. Swiffer has teleport.
He doesn't have any vision.
Yep, they're not able to get there, and the Baron falls down.
Great adaptation from the Bangkok Titans right now. Now, the reason why the Chiefs initially pulled the trigger is, again, what Spawn was talking about, the fact that Yasuo was a cross map, that they could trade that amount of gold and that power in a team fight for the Lulu, but the Lulu had TP. Knowing that they had a numbers advantage, they pull the trigger, they take the initial fight. But Lloyd and G4 do such a great job herding the Chiefs around, stalling out long enough that the Titans are able to reset, come back, and secure the Baron. Yeah,
it was such an impressive move, the way that G4 just corralled them without ever overcommitting, and he is so much of the Baron damage. So being able to keep him full health meant that the Chiefs didn't want to go anywhere near it. All of a sudden, Bangkok Titans, one more time, out macro the Chiefs. However, big item purchases. 3 items on Radiant. He's finally got a Last Whisper. You take a look. The Lulu has got a death cap, so recognizes probably needs wave clear, but needs to be able to help her team out more at this stage of the game. And we'll see the Chiefs, they've been hanging on for dear life. But Bangkok Titans with Baron buff going to be very hard to slow down.
And again, I just cannot emphasize this enough, the lack of wave clear. You pretty much have Swiper, and that's about it.
Yeah. You did mention the lack of siege on the side of the Bangkok Titans, though, so it does look like it's a little bit difficult for this team to dive turret.
They actually have really good siege, though.
Well, actually, the fact that Warlock exists means that, yep, pretty easy to dive turrets,
Not
so
just
I take that all back.
But the fact that you can step forward, you can place the wind wall on the back half of the tower, and Lucian, again, he's really good at sieging towers just because he can burn through them so quickly with his double tap passive. People, you think of siege, you think of Tristana, you think of Jinx, things like that. Lucian used to be a big pick for sieging towers when Ziggs Lucian were a massive combo. It's like 2014, throwing it all the way back.
And you can see right now they're posturing to take the base. Swiffer wants to be able to trade something back. This might be a little bit too cute. Diana is very far away from the team right now, and they're just going to go.
They have teleport. Cleavers land onto Spooks. The wind wall is down so they can get this siege happening. Chiefs making their way through. Nice unbreakable from Ejim, but inner turret does fall, so they get one against the flow, but the Bangkok Titans continue to siege.
And if we know anything about the Titans, it's that they're going to get antsy. They're going to pull the trigger. If the Chiefs die here, it's pretty much game over.
They send people back.
Wow. I'm shocked.
Yeah, they're looking to try and take Swiffer down. He might be able to just teleport his way to safety, but will be dangerous.
He can't teleport. There's the Rek'Sai. He knows it.
He has to turn. He has to fight.
It's level 17 to the 13 here, but doing a lot of damage. There's the knock-up. Uses the Zhonya's, but G4 does have the extra armor penetration. Swiffer looking to try and get the 1-for-1 kill, but he gets exhausted. Pale Cascade's not enough, and the Bangkok Titans, they get the split push.
But once again, that's so much burn. Radiant actually looking at Warlock. He gets the ultimate out. Lanes reset. Chiefs get the look in one more time.
That's the big thing. It's that Swiffer, yes, he went down, but he bought time. He bought breathing room for the Chiefs right now because the Baron has now fallen off.
Baron gone. Dragon number 4 is going to be up. The Chiefs have 6 minutes in this game because of Dragon number 5.
I'm shocked that the Bangkok Titans backed off.
Yeah, so am I. But he got so much damage done in the bottom turret. You can see they're pinging it out one more time. Maybe they just run a suicide split push Diana.
Could be an option.
If they do so, they need to time it on that 5th dragon window, try to tie up the Bangkok Titans' attention long enough so that their team can secure the dragon and continue to deny that 5th dragon power spike.
I actually think they do it around the Baron. They just go for broke for it. Get a lot of vision on the Baron, throw the Lulu and the Diana in the bottom lane, and see if you can just hit one super hard.
Completely agree, but it's just about using this Diana as pretty much a pseudo pressure point.
Yeah.
Something shiny. Look, over here, squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Glorified cannon creep.
Doug.
I hid under the porch because I love you.
Oh my goodness. Lloyd almost has that Bloodthirster completed now to make him that 4-item Lucian that is very, very frightening.
Raid is actually quite close to Lloyd, however, as this game has progressed.
Yeah, quite often farm too.
Yeah, the support Vayne not doing too bad.
Needs level 16, so does Swiper. Just for Vayne needs it for the attack damage on the ultimate. That little bit of a bonus.
You get a free BF sword when she's an ultimate.
And Swiper needs it because it's just so important for a Lulu to be able to augment everything the Vayne wants to do at this point. And that's why the Vayne might come up trumps. If this game goes for any longer, all that health that's being built, the Thornmails, they start to mean less and less to a Vayne. They mean a lot to a Jinx. But right now, Radiant, if he gets left alone with them, doesn't really mind.
Being said, G4 still exists, and he has his Infinity Edge now completed.
He's a monster. As I said, take the carries off the board, because right now, Lloyd and G4 are so huge.
Baron going to be spawning in 1 minute 30 seconds. So we talked about how a possible win condition or play that the Chiefs can make is that they can trade Swiffer's life for an objective. See if the Bangkok Titans fall for that trick again, though.
The other thing they can do, because they have a slight window where the exhaust is down, is maybe win a 1v1 team fight. G4 versus Swiffer. I actually don't know. G4 does a lot of damage. But if he dodges out of the last breath, certainly is a possibility.
It's a different situation now as well, considering the fact that Swiffer built the Rabbiden's death cap after he died there and grabbed himself an extra blasting wand as well. He actually got a lot of items after that that turret went down.
But the big pickup for me is actually going to be whether... Oh, it's not. I was going to say, if he goes towards the Lich Paint, you know that they're certainly running the cheese.
Let's split.
But 40 seconds until Baron is up. Chiefs have given away 2 already this game. See whether the third one is what finally puts them down for the count. Bangkok Titans in the driver's seat. They've done everything right in this best of 5. The C representative have exploded into this set.
And they all went back to shop. They made sure they were as strong as they possibly can for this Baron that's going to be up in 20 seconds.
Well, look at Swiffer. He's in position on the bottom side of the map, waiting until multiple pressure points are created before he steps forward into his lane. So he's waiting until Swiper and Radier have appeared on the map before he starts pushing forward.
Look at G4.
He's running
that dude's
so
huge.
quickly.
He just went back and bought an outright BT.
What?
He actually doesn't buy ingredients for items. He just waits until he has enough gold to just straight up purchase them.
Yeah, certainly looks to be the case. And they're sending 2 members one more time towards that bottom lane.
Now, G4 able to get in there. Does mean that G4's on the bottom side. Teleport is available from
They
Swiffer,
know.
but Moss makes his way in. Oh my goodness. The exhaust is down. He's trying to wait it out. There's the death sentence. Gets pulled through the wind wall. Flashes over the top. The teleport's in. They're trying to save him, but they're not going to.
Why?
Swiper completed the teleport.
Just commit on the
What
Baron.
the heck was going on there?
You have a 4v3. You have a Baron. You have anything you want, but they go for it. And now 007X going to chase him to the end of the earth. 40-second death timers. Bangkok Titans looking really clutch right now.
A complete misstep from the Chiefs there with that teleport. That pretty much guarantees a free Baron.
Or
the
an
only
inhibitor.
hope that the Chiefs have is on a steal here.
Well, Spook's looking to go for another one. Oh, he's not going to get it. Flashes in, repels up, but there is nowhere to go. Spooks is going to fall one more time.
At the same time, G4 just 2v1.
He's trying to, just stabs Radier in the cheek.
And they've teleported into the base. Bangkok Titans with a Baron buff now.
The C representatives have just manhandled the Chiefs in this last game. They came out swinging in the first series with a 26-minute victory. In the second game, just as handily. Third game, the Chiefs finally got their foot back in, but the Bangkok Titans, their final form revealed. Macro strategy, micro sealing, and patience finally from them.
Yeah, Swiffer fell down to Lloyd there as well, as 2 inhibitors have now been broken. The Nexus turret's under fire. G4 doing so much work. Swiper just gets eliminated. Able to use that Wildcard, so he's actually alive for now, but Nexus turret's under fire. The Bangkok Titans, they're going to be going to Worlds. And after a 2-3 performance in the group stage, this team coming back with their bloodthirsty style, doing beautiful things around the rift. Radier gets hooked one more time. G4 is dominating. They'll take down the Nexus. 3-1 victory for the Bangkok Titans. And man, they are proving that they definitely deserve a spot. And look, what they wanted to say was that, we deserve to be in one of these power regions. We deserve to be one of the teams that deserves a spot straight into Worlds. And look, this is how they're going to go about doing it.
And what a story for the Bangkok Titans, one of the oldest teams from the LMS GPL mashup that we used to have. They were one of the bottom teams, 20 roster changes they've been through.
That's the thing.
3 seasons.
From 2012 to 2015, the Bangkok Titans, like you said, have had 20+ roster rotations. They've been in every single slot through the GPL from last place and first place, and now as world representatives for the C region, trying to prove that they deserve to be there.
And they have some of the scariest carries that you can imagine. Lloyd and G4 have to hit them again. They showed up from game 1 through to game 4. Even when they lost a game, those guys still looked great. And honestly, if they are able to get their kind of team comp together, these mid-range AD carries, the assassin play, they just look so dangerous.
Yeah, and the thing about it is the fact that a lot of the teams that they're going to be facing in Worlds haven't dealt with assassins for months. Hasn't been this kind of play. G4 is able to pick up the likes of, you know, Aurelia in the mid lane and Zeds, and it's just ridiculous. And we'll see how the rest of these teams cope against this wildcard team. Honestly, look, I have a feeling they'll probably be able to figure it out, but... Man, the Bangkok Titans are definitely exciting to watch.
They show up on the world stage, you're like, control mages? Who needs a control mage?
Yeah, what is one of those? But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring us to the end of the night. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge congratulations to the Bangkok Titans. On behalf of myself, Spawn, and Froskurinn, who manned the desk with me, and Rusty and PastryTime out in the war room, plus our whole production team, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.